Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ordinal Revolution presents Kimi and Friends Bitcoin Builders. How's everyone doing today? We're going to have an amazing spaces for you guys today. Really excited for this one. Today we have some really good speakers brought to you by Kimi. Kimi, really behind the scenes, really does an amazing job of finding these amazing builders and everything. So we have a really good show. Crazy week. If anyone's been keeping up with anything, it's been wild. Shout out the base community. Those guys have been making noise. Everyone was in their spaces last night. Absolutely amazing what those guys are doing for the community. And if you're not in their spaces, definitely get in their spaces as well during the week. They're 24/7. But anyway, let's get into what we do over here. We're gonna give a quick market update before we really get into this. Kind of let everyone get in here. So today we have Ordi sitting at $3.49. We have everyone's favorite coin, Sat, sitting at 0.00027. Definitely taking a backseat to all this Goosenal stuff. Hasn't really been talked about at all. Oshi having a little bit of a fire back up, sitting at $244. It's got all the way down to about 170 during the week. Then we have Track. Track's been getting a lot of noise. Benny has been everywhere, really kicking ass lately. Sitting at 38 cents. And we have Hong Kong sitting at 0068. This is a coin that just minted off the Goosenals hype. It was a coin that was actually out like a few, I want to say like 6 months ago, and then it really just got picked up because of the Goosenals hype. But this is sitting up 13% today. So let's jump into BTCS sitting at 0.006. This is the Chinese community token. These guys really love what this token is doing. We got to dig more into that on the show. OXBT getting its ass handed to it. BitGod is losing here, but sitting at 34 sats. We got Buffy, another Jack Levin VMPX token sitting at 14 sats. The Council. Nobody really cares about these guys anymore. No, I love them, but sitting at $62, really getting their ass kicked. Goose, another token off the Goosenals, sitting at 0.13 sats. XUni sitting at $5.69. Not really sure what that token is. VMPX, one of my favorite tokens, definitely a Zenian, sitting at 148 sats. Can't wait for the bridge from the Libra team for this. MXRC, waiting on some stuff from Good, sitting at 6 sats. Let's hop over to Magic Eden, where all the action has been happening all week. It's been absolutely fun over here. Let me give a quick refresh. We got Ordinal Maxibiz sitting at 0.2, and then everyone's new favorite, Ordinal Goosenal sitting at 0.0015. The story behind this is absolutely amazing. I'm sure we'll get into that today. This has just been fun. It's been really fun this week. Goosenals. We got 12 folds sitting at 0.95. Bitmap really taking a backseat to whatever everything's happening with Goosenals. Sitting pretty flat though. It's been around 0.000215 for, I want to say, all week. It might have dropped down to 0.0020 and then hop back up to 0.0023. It hasn't really done much at all. Let's jump in to see if we can get some numbers on. If you wanted the 1-digit bitmap, you'll be paying around 3 Bitcoin. If you wanted a 3-digit bitmap, you'll be paying around 0.18. Wow, that is really cheap to comparison of what it used to be. If you wanted a 4-digit bitmap, you'd be paying around 0.0035. If you wanted a 5-digit bitmap, you'd be paying around 0.0036, which is about 40% higher. No, it's actually 60% higher than the actual price of a normal bitmap. So let's hop back over to get back into it. We have Bitcoin Frog sitting at 0.0219, taking a back seat. Keck MaxiBiz, another token from the base community, sitting at 0.0091. They're having a drop some point, I think today or something like that. So definitely get in their spaces if you want to get a part of that drop. Osh Cash sitting at 0.0025. Really taking a back seat. BTC Machine sitting at 0.09. BitApes by the Board 8 Yacht Club members sitting at 0.00488. Mesh Beetle sitting at 0.017. BTC D God sitting at 0.33. For some reason, I think this is going to take off soon. I don't know why. I think we're really going to get a pump this month, and you're going to see NFTs and the D Gods, and really going to take this market with them. But I think Goosenals might be already ahead of that. We got Oracle sitting at 0.04. And that's your market update. Let me pass it over to my partner, as always, Miss Thiago B. What's up, buddy?
Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday morning or Saturday evening or afternoon, depending on where you are. Appreciate the market update, Shizzy, as always, during our spaces. We got a great lineup today. Want to appreciate Kimi, as always, man. He is the best at being. Want to give him a shout out. Yeah, man, so much stuff happening in the space recently, right? Some definitely energy being re-injected back in. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. I invited Eric to the stage because he's been really in the middle of a lot of it, right? So we'll get his perspective on that. But before we do that, can you guys make sure that you hit that little chat bubble in the bottom right if you're on the phone, and retweet this space so we can get as many people in here as possible. Yeah, we'll just get kind of started. I want to actually kick it over to Kimi a little bit, ask him what his thoughts are on the Goosenolls and a lot of that kind of energy being re-injected back into the space. What do you think, Kimi?
GM. It's exciting to see that. Actually, again, it's Degen play, and but what excites me the most it's because that collection is all over the crypto, on Ethereum, on I don't know, different chains and stuff, and Ordinals are showed the most of the strength, and the most of the action is here on Ordinal side, on Bitcoin. That is something what most excites me. And I don't know, what did he say? It's 0015. It's 2x since morning. I was thinking to buy more, but so it's not 1 day pump, and I think we will have some more action with this. And I don't know what to say about the token. I didn't mint when you called it out. I don't know. I don't know what will happen with that. I didn't want to mint from one reason, because I don't know, is there a team behind it or somebody deployed it just out of fun. So did you know something about that? Will somebody do something behind the honk token, or do you have any information?
No, I mean, I'm not sure, but I doubt it. It seems like a meme type of token that someone, during that time period in April and early May, a lot of people were just deploying a ton of 4-letter words that were readable, and so I think that's what that happened to be, and then it took off because of Goosenolls, right? Because it's the exact same like verb as like ribbit for the frogs, right? So this is honk for Goosenolls, and I think this is really great, and I want to give a shout out to the based artist group, the base group. Man, they have been doing amazing things lately. Just like having all these like um, innovative people in that group just come out with these projects left and right, and they have the dedicated support desk and spaces, which I don't know how Hype does that, dude. Like, literally, he's awake, I want to say, like 22 hours of the day. I think he's sleeping right now for 2 hours, and then he's going to be back up and start that spaces again. But if it's not even running right now, I don't even know if it could be possibly. Yeah, they've been just doing great stuff, man. And shout out to them because, I know Bean has been like really working hard to, not just him, but like I want to give him credit because he's, the leader of that group, and just putting together these great people that come together and innovate and think of ideas and help each other and stuff like that. So that's really amazing. And speaking of I don't know if that's Bean, but I want to pass it over to you a little bit and kind of see how you're feeling and the group is feeling with everything that's been happening lately.
Yo, good morning. Thank you for having me up here, fam. What's up, Ordinal Space, Ordinal Revolution family, to the Ordinal community. I just want to give my love out to everybody, first of all, and also first send some prayers over to Israel for what's going on. I think that's number one right now, even though we have a lot of excitement over here in the Ordinal space. But yeah, shout out to the community. It's been a long road. We've been building since March, and slowly we took a lot of risks, not putting out a product, but instead really, carefully swimming through the markets, finding individuals that really wanted to, grow and be here for the space and help educate the space. And the community, not just me, Mr. J, Eric, with the help of, Shitcoin Shaman, Counterfeit Culture is also part of our umbrella. Even Ordinal Revolution, you guys are part of it. It took time to build and find the right people. But obviously there will be more people to come, and it was a game of patience. And we took a huge risk, not really putting anything out there until I think it was maybe September. I decided to really say, hey, let's get the pass out to the members that that deserve it, and see how we go from here. And we were very fortunate. We ran into some hiccups, but we were able to create our own marketplace and get everything sold out within 24 hours. And yeah, I gotta say, the grassroots movements was actually the main focal point. And to be able to do that without using any funds for marketing or selling a product, just coming out to spaces, building real relationships and friends, and creating a family like atmosphere was always my goal. And to see that goal come into fruition, and these are not my projects, these are members of our community working together to make things fun again, but also to educate. And it makes me so happy. I could just stop what I'm doing, and I could just say I hit all the success that I need, because my whole goal was to get a group of individuals that didn't have the visibility or the chance to do something in the market, because people just simply didn't want to give them the respect. And we were able to come out on top. That's the honest truth. I put out a mini stealth collection, sold out in 2 minutes. We decided to because that was my boutique art, actually. I have been working on with that, my daughter. And then actually me and Little Hype Junior and the community, we decided to have a little fun time when the space was down, and did the Ordinal show. And that kind of turned into the Ninja Alerts. We kind of was doing the first is first. We recognized that there was a name difference in Ninja Alerts and Ninja Alerts. Shout out to Hype for recognizing that in the base family. And we were just having a little fun. And then we saw the the OMBs and how much everybody wanted to get that, but the price point was crazy. So I love Pepe culture, and I looked at the Pepe culture as a way to kind of use it also to spread that positive energy, positive erection. And that's kind of what started everything off. We got that out there. It caused a little bit of a stir, and man, it exploded. And uh, it caused enough, I would say, visibility for us, that Block was able to speak with Domo. Well, Block's always had great visibility because he's just the Chad, and he's just the amazing builder here on the space. With him and Eric, man, they be dishing that the BRC20, the non-fungible 20 tokens alpha. They're doing big things in the space. They give awesome alpha, to be honest, and that's part of what the base family provides here. But yeah, we were able to do it, and we killed the market, man. And then unfortunately, Domo's relationship with Block, brought Dimitri's project into our lap. And obviously Hype is a diligent technical artist. He's a technical artist, this guy. He basically tries to learn everything technical that involves technology, and he tries to put it in place and helps the community. And we turned the Dimitri Goosenals project into a community based project. And you know, no one's paid. We're all working. We're staying up, you know, 24 hours a day. Shout out to Hype in the base community, Crypto Cowboy, Brick. If I forget some of you guys, I'm sorry. And you know, they were able to, you know, just push that out, and the honk got all the attention in the world. You know, Dimitri was retweeting and being active with it. I got a quote tweet, and you know, it's just that shit blew up, man. So just to be able to, you know, bring this fun back to Bitcoin and the ordinal space, honestly, is a blessing. When you know the last, you know, month or two have been kind of like, hey, where are we going? What's going on? You know, what's going to bring the vibe back in? You know, sometimes that degeneracy helps. So I'm super happy. I'm sorry for talking so long. It's just been a crazy few weeks for the whole entire family. So yeah, I'm very thankful, and we're super blessed, and we're gonna continue to build. This is not over. This is just the beginning. Um, I got my head down still in the background, and I'm working hard. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of this. We're not here to fuck around, and we're here to have fun. And you'll see us at Ordinal Support every day with Hype in the Fam, KMB, Base Family. You know, blockchain racing, the Deal Ordinals. You know, counterfeit culture, Skull X. Like, we're all family working together. So feel free to come on by and hang out with us, you know what I'm saying, and help grow the space. You know, we're here to help everybody. And you know, it's not about the greed, it's all about the love. So keep spreading that love, everybody. And shout out to Shizzy, Kimi Boy, and Yagobi, also, because you guys provide a great platform for invisibility, most importantly, for a lot of builders, artists, and creators in this space. And it's dearly needed. So I just want to say thank you very much for that. So, but I'm going to let you guys continue on, and let's go. Ordinal space. Very exciting. Get yourself a goose, or don't get goosed. You know what I'm saying? No financial advice. Honk! All right, guys. Have a good day.
Appreciate that, Bean. Yeah, man, so happy for you and the base fam. And also huge shout out to Block, our guy. He, you know, he is definitely just one of those guys that, you know, thinks outside the box kind of all the time. And this is a perfect example of where like it kind of just worked its way out naturally to be something big, right? And he's definitely one of the godfathers of this Goosenals movement, right? So huge there, man. I'm just really happy for you guys. And that's another thing too. It's like, you know, with the if you go into the base artist group chat and or one of their spaces, you know, you got to give it a little time, because it might not feel like, oh, this is my group, but man, like there's all different types of people in there. You just gotta, and plus everybody they always end up showing love. So you gotta just, you know, jump in there, be curious, because it will be worth it. I guarantee you, man. I experienced that firsthand. So awesome, man. Yeah. So we have some other great guests up on stage today as well. We got Knox, our boy Knox. What's going on? We have Yokai Avengers, man. I want to hear from them and what's been going on with them. We got Based on Tap. So not to be confused with the based artist group, but Based on Tap, which focuses on the Tap protocol that Benny innovated with, right? So they focus on builders over there. And then of course your boy Prism with Counterfeit Culture. Welcome to the stage, sir. Always great stuff from you. So we're excited, very excited. One thing I want to say is, you know, I have noticed the past couple days that there's been some, you know, people, maybe larger figures in the space that kind of might not feel great about what's going on with the Goosenals and stuff like that. But this is no different than like when the frogs first started. This is a great energy, man. Like there actually is no difference, except for this might be bigger in terms of like the energy and the timing of when this is being re-injected. I love frogs, But that's not my point. If Goosenals is better than frogs or vice versa, it's just what the space needs right now. And no matter if it's your flavor or not, like as long as it's love from the group, then we got to embrace it. It's all together. We're one ordinal group family that needs to grow and get attention from everybody, because we deserve it. I'm gonna say it. We all deserve this because we've been here from the jump, and our focus is to bring awareness to the masses about ordinals. So just wanted to get that out there. With that being said, we're going to get to some of these projects, and but I want to hear from Eric a little bit. He's been right in the middle of all this activity. Eric is definitely one of those people you want to stay up to date with, because he's actually constantly building too, and he's built a marketplace over there on the Doginal side. He's I don't know if he's gonna build a marketplace over here, but it seems like there might need to be a little bit more of a decentralized type marketplace here. But Eric, man, so you too, I don't know how you get any sleep because you're always in spaces too. But what's your perspective on everything that's happening, and where do you see like the Goosenals and this kind of re-injected energy going?
First off, good morning, everybody. Thanks, Shizzy, Kimi, and Yagobi for having me, guys. It's always a pleasure sitting here speaking with y'all. So with that said, man, I'm excited. It's probably it's like my third bear market now. It's probably one of the funnest bear markets I've been in. I mean, we're having fun in spaces all the time, just laughing, you know what I mean? And, whether we're making money or not, the community's coming together, we're building, we're seeing some movements. Goosenals is great, man. You can see I changed my PFP. I see it as an early frogs movement, right? It was a free mint dropped by a major artist and backing with Domo. It was even stated, hey, first is first. So, as we mentioned, our boy Bach down there and Hype ran with that, and we're able to put things together. And the people use that generator and excuse me, sorry, clear my throat. Minted them out, and everything was kept track of, right? So it's all there on Magic Eden. You can see the movement from a free mint moving up, almost like bitmaps, right? Obviously, just way smaller supply. So there's a community behind it. I think it's great, man. We'll see what it becomes, right? We'll see what happens in the future of it. But right now, it's people are having a great time. So why should on someone's parade?
Awesome, man. Really, really thanks for that kind of insight, being someone that's like right in the middle of all of it. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Hype too. I forgot that guy. He's the guy that like has been doing a lot of the grunt work in terms of like indexing all these things, and that is a huge headache, man, especially whenever you're trying to please everybody. And that's another thing, people that might have had some mix-ups or something, they've opened that, literally that 24 hours support desk space is what that is. Like, people go in there and they bitch at them and they listen to them and they say, how can we work this out? How can we fix something that, or help you, right? So definitely recommend checking that out. But Shizzy, you had your hand up, go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a question for Eric real quick before we go into anything else. So Eric's been building as well. He's been building the Atomical Marketplace, and I am freaking interested in this, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Eric, I wonder if you can give us maybe any little anything what's going on with that, and maybe some updates.
Yeah. So yeah, as you guys know, we've got Ordifine, and we've messed around and made a Doge wallet marketplace for those needs. But true passions here on Bitcoin, but I absolutely love the Doge community. So with that said, Atomicals, I'm excited for this protocol, what it offers. If you're not super familiar with it, I would say obviously read the docs like anything to get familiar with it. But yeah, it's not easy right now, Shizzy. As you know, you got to install this software and programs through the Gitbook repo, and there's 3 different things you got to do to mint, and it's all run off of your computer, because the point of Atomicals is being I don't want to say totally decentralized, but I guess it could get there because everything is indexed on chain. You're not relying on someone to do the indexing for you. Everything is non-fungible. So I think it is a big upside. I can tell you China is absolutely bullish on this. My DMs are insane from those guys. So they are excited. But yes, we've been cooking, we've been dropping subtle hints. Tomorrow or possibly late tonight in the States, we're looking to drop our Explorer as well as a web browsing application for you to be able to mint either from your computer or your phone directly from the browser for ARC20s. So, like I said, hoping to have that live by the end of the day today / tomorrow morning to make it easier for people to actually mess with atomicals. So that's our goal. Next week, we kind of had slated the 10th. I don't like putting dates out there. So I'm going to say sometime next week. We're hoping to drop that P2P marketplace for atomicals as well, for people to start really diving into that side of things. And then to answer one more question, since Gobi kind of brought it up, yeah, we've had a lot of inquiries about with recent events of building a marketplace on Bitcoin. It was our intention anyway. We just wanted to put needs where they were needed before we did that, since Bitcoin already has a few, but it seems there's some gatekeeping and other things that are happening. So with that said, as y'all know, it's not cheap, free, or easy to do a marketplace. So I may open up some donations from the community if they want, so we can get this up faster. But yes, it's something we are planning on doing once we launch the Atomicals one, for the community to fix some of these issues and let people list what they want to list, name it what you want to name it, and first is first with the Bitcoin. So that's, yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll see something from that in the future with us. We also need another mobile wallet for Bitcoin. So we're currently taking our Doge wallet mobile, but once that happens, and like I said, with the Atomicals, we'll probably that's where our focus will shift. So appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Thanks for that update on the atomicals. Yeah, Shizzy and I are going to actually dedicate some time, hopefully either later today or tomorrow, to really dive into atomicals, and then we're going to put out a video for the community, our community, and the ordinal community in general, to do a simplified breakdown. And so excited about that, man. Really excited about that. Let's get it over to I want to kind of start to work through some of these other speakers, and kind of, they have great projects. You'll recognize them as soon as they start talking about them. Let's start with Knox, because I haven't really heard anything recently on an update with SkullX. So if you could, in any other project that you got going on, if you could update what's going on with you guys, and just kind of your thoughts on the space currently and the state of it.
Haven't heard any updates, man. We got the big updates, dude. What's going on here? Yeah, we just inscribed a really fucking dope collection, like a cursed collection, actually. It's called Cursed Raiders. They're entirely on block 666. They're the first. My PFP is one, but they're I think they're the first entire collection like that. We got a really dope double-digit palindrome that's got like 6s all over it for our one of one on there. But yeah, they have generative recursive animations as well that calls to like a random GIF library. So we have like random generative art for each of these. You can just control click any of them, and they'll get a random animation every time you refresh the page. We have on-chain metadata with them, just kind of like trying to take it to like another level. Like, obviously you can just do PFPs, but like, now we have, rare sats. Now we have, interesting things we can do with recursion. So we've just been like experimenting with that and seeing what we can do with the, thematic cursed idea. We actually inscribed a curse collection when it first came out, but used OP66, so kind of threw that money down the drain. And we're like, okay, well, why don't we like kind of experiment with this and do a little better? But yeah, they all have like the black red theme, really fucking dope. I'm a big fan. Community's super hyped. They're going to be entirely free. We're actually airdropping them to anyone who holds 2 Hell Raiders and 1 Cyber Raider. Not gonna cover all of them, so we're going outside of the community to anyone who's actually interested, who's been like a supporter of us or me in general. You know, a lot of people in this space are good examples of those people. So, you know, yeah, that's kind of what we are working on right now. I'll pin it to the top.
Awesome update. Yeah, I didn't know if you had some PTSD from the whole renumbering issue and getting rid of cursed inscriptions. So I was like, man, like I don't know, man, if he's gonna do inscribe any other cursed ordinals. But glad to hear that you're able to keep the strong narrative of what you guys have been doing with the cursed inscriptions. So that's awesome. How,
Yeah, I mean they just announced that I mean semi recently Casey announced that the curse are gonna stay and they were gonna do the original plan. But you know what, we did it before even that announcement just because we like the provenance of them being cursed at least at one point, and then if they became blessed, then we figured we could kind of like work that in with like some really interesting lore or something and just do something cool, make like I don't know, like a Casey 1 of 1. Do something crazy like that. I don't know, just play around with it. This is like the cool stuff with ordinals, right? Like these are all part of like this huge greater narrative here. And yeah, no, it's fun to kind of mix that in with the lore of what we're doing with SkullX in general. And yeah, no, it's a good time. Great people, especially like anyone in the base community. Everyone on the spaces right now is like just fucking dope people, so it's great.
That's awesome, man. And yeah, that's exactly why I love the builders in Ordinals. You literally just kind of spun an idea off of like the situation that you were possibly going to be in, right? Like if you had to do away with cursed inscriptions, then you're already thinking about like, what is that going to look like in terms of the narrative of the project. And that's, I mean, the builders in this space are so talented from a creative standpoint all the way to the technical side, right? So definitely feel blessed to be here right now, especially for these Saturday morning spaces, man. Like we get to have a front row seat whenever you guys break things down. But man, appreciate that. Go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, so thanks. Good morning, everyone. First, I want to ask something to Knox. So I see your project and everything is looking interesting, and the development team or whatever is just very cool. So I like also the fact that you can so the technical part about your creation. So now I want to ask if there's I'm not familiar with the Ordinals blockchain. I'm pretty much based on the Polygon blockchain, but I want to ask if there's a possibility to in Ordinals to choose your block where you can mint your NFT. Yeah. So thanks.
But I didn't quite understand the question. Like,
I think he meant if you could choose the Satoshi, but he's okay. So Amy, you asked if you can choose the block that you want your NFT inscribed. Was that what you said?
Yeah, so if you can target specific blocks or ordinals where you can put your NFT, is there is a if there's a possibility like that, can you elaborate on that, or you can, or is it just you mint them and then you randomly get assign your ordinal to random blocks? So what's if the possibility is already there, can you please elaborate on that?
Well, okay, so cursed raiders are already pre-inscribed, so we've inscribed the full 333 collection, so they're all on block 666. But if you were to, I don't know, go and like make your own collection, or thought that there would be like something cool that you want to do yourself, you can get a sat from any block anywhere, as long as it's free. I believe in the first 1,000 blocks, there's quite a few locked up wallets. So like even like block 420, for example, That'd be like a really ultra great meme, but it's completely locked up. It hasn't moved at all. So as long as you can get your hands on the Satoshi for whatever project you're doing, you can use different blocks, you can do different dates. Like for the Hell Raiders, for example, we got that's their 666 collection. This was a big thing with the inscription numbers, like debate. I was yeah, and going back to what you were saying with that, Yugobi, I was very was feeling a little burnt out at that time. It was a lot of debating like all week. I mean, I'm glad the way it turned out, but either way, this collection we use sats that were inscribed or that are from the date 06/06/2016. So just a little, even a little bit more there. But yeah, you can do pretty much any. I mean, there's named sats, there's Rodimer rarity sats, uncommons, rares, etc. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can get creative with.
Thanks. This answers pretty much the questions. So thank you very much.
Yeah, aped monkey yacht. That makes sense. I was like, that doesn't sound like an Amy. Okay, so yeah, what Knox said is true. And this is one of the biggest things that I believe Ordinals has an advantage over other chains, is that the collectability of these NFTs and Ordinals is just way above any other collectability standard over on the other chains, right? Because you can date them from the Satoshis, you can pinpoint which block you want them inscribed to that Satoshi. So appreciate that breakdown, Knox. I wanted to also ask you, Knox, like, what's your feeling? What's your sentiment right now? Obviously, we've been kind of, having to truck through this bear, right? So especially from you, a project leader or founder, you have to find ways to be able to keep your community engaged and excited. What's your view on how to do that and where we are right now?
I would say from like a macro standpoint of the market, it is, I think, just being realistic about everything. I don't know. I kind of figure that October is going to be a bit of a hype month. I think a lot of people are trying to launch some stuff right now, including us. But I mean, we kind of plan for that. But historically, November, December are down months just because everyone's kind of tax loss harvesting and just selling all sorts of shit. So I think setting realistic expectations is part of that, and being honest with your community. Like, listen, like this is what's going on, and we can probably we can't predict the future, but we can certainly compare history to what's happening now, and this is probably what's going to be happening in the market. But other than that, like what Eric was saying, like this is a lot of fun in this market, man. Like this, and for a bear market, we're just having a good time. So that's fucking awesome. And I think that if, as long as you are creative with what you're doing with your project, and you can keep your community engaged, right? I mean, we have, so I mean, if you didn't know, we started on ETH in 2021, so we've been around for a really long time. I took over the project or as a project manager late 2022, but we've just been trying to like pivot to whatever was cool next, kind of thing. And trying to do more interesting things with the art and the tech, kind of thing. And everyone just loves the fucking art. We love our artists. Like our artist is a South Korean dude named So. He's incredibly talented. Like even like, so the Cyber Raiders was something like, oh, okay, like what's going on with Ordinals? Like this seems kind of cool. But then as soon as we started digging deeper, it's like, holy shit, this is like gonna change this entire fucking market, right? So obviously started digging even more deep with Hell Raiders, and we did an open edition, and then we did and now we're doing Curse Raiders. So I think just like, as long as you're like doing interesting things and giving people the cool stuff they want, which is like the interesting things with art and tech, then I think that's what it comes down to for having an engaged community.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I think you do a great job with keeping communication with your community. And you know, you can look at a lot of these builders that are consistent in ordinals. Another one I want to give a shout out to is Mr. BRC with Nocturnal Maxis. That dude is also really, really good at being able to, you know, make sure that his community is there and engaged as well. So shout out there. But yeah, just kind of, if you are like a new founder and you're trying to, you know, figure out how can we, you know, keep the energy going. Sometimes there's just not a ton of things to do, but you got to stay consistent, right? And just make sure that you show up every day is what I'm seeing, at least from these great examples of project founders or managers. Awesome. Well, anybody have any other questions for Knox or anything that they got going on right now? All right. If no questions, then we'll go ahead and move over to Yokai Avengers. Love to hear what you guys have going on with your community and maybe any upcoming events or anything like that. The stage is yours.
GM, thanks for having us here. So if you guys let me, I would like to have a short presentation about what is Yokai Avenger, and then I'm gonna go in more details of what's happening right now. Basically, what we are doing in Yokai Avengers is we are creating a fantasy world based on Japanese culture and mythology. So what we are after is creating an IP because we noticed that there is a huge market gap in Web3 and Web3 gaming. So if you notice in Web2 and in normal day life, we have brands that are famous and have impact in humans' minds and in their audience, like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. These are brands that they have a rich story, and around that story there are different kind of products, books, games, and different kind of stuff coming out. But we don't have this kind of brands that are huge from Web3. So the way that we are approaching and thinking about our project is a bit different from other people that who are working here. We are considering ourselves more as a startup. And the way we are planning to work is to be a registered company and be active in mostly entertainment and Web3 gaming. So yeah, this is the basic information about who we are and why we are doing it. I think whoever is a bit after gaming and Web3 gaming, they have some information and they know what's happening with the Web3 field. Basically, we had the talk with our vanguards last night, and I was telling them, like, we will have, and we are working on different kind of mediums of art, games, books, like a lot of stuff. But the main thing that you guys should have to know about our project or any other project, it's the vision of the team. So how we are thinking is we know the future in 5 or 10 years is only based on a couple of technologies. One is AI, blockchain, nanotech, fusion energy, and quantum computing. This is the reality that we're going to have in 5 to 10 years. So with AI, blockchain, and quantum computing, the reality that we have now is going to be totally different with um, what we are experiencing right now. So the meaning of work, the meaning of job, the meaning of income, everything is going to be beyond what we can imagine and beyond the imagination of an ordinary person in day-to-day life. So what we are focusing on is to build the business because we have that clear picture that where we are heading as a society, and we know like basically people need to work because we need forces to run the system. And with the emergence of AI, there is no need of many people to do stuff. So society is going to go towards entertainment and gaming to be rewarded or get payment or live based on these entertaining stuff that they're going to have. So Yokai Avengers is basically made from our imagination. We are inspired by the reality, the stories that's happening in day-to-day life. We created the world that contains, I think, a lot around 21 cities, 46 villages, and the population is around like 200 million. We are working on this exact story of each character we have. We are working on the story of each place in this map and this reality that we are working on. Like till now, we have around 6 GB of information just about our map and the world that we are creating. So um, we believe if we can truly create engaging and real rich stories, we can connect with different audiences, and this is how we can have actually the real mass adoption. And to be honest, before I was getting real sad because um, I'm an honest person, guys. I'm a real person. I'm not a good speaker. I'm always saying it. So um, NFT space and crypto space is not that good in my opinion. There are not real people in it. Like I think I'm here more than most of you guys. I'm here since 2013. So I've seen a lot of stuff happening, a lot of people come and go, a lot of projects come and go, they get hyped, they sell out, they rock. And 99% of the projects, they are after cash grabs and exit liquidity. And I was depressed. But now I'm happy because I tell my team, this is not the nightmare, this is a dream. Because who we are competing with is this is a blue ocean, you know, because most of the people they focus on just getting the money. So if we are focused on staying on the table like a poker game, the other players gonna go out slowly, slowly. So we should just hold our chips, build slowly, slowly, and the only thing we are focusing is today we should be better than yesterday. I'm a data person. I'm really confident to say our project is so real and we are successful. We have we have proof of work. I think you guys have seen. We have weekly updates of what we are exactly doing, from the data management, from the art, from the plans we have. But still, we are not sharing everything that we do because you all know, like this is a competitive market. And usually, when we share stuff, after 10 minutes, we see our competition is retweeting or making the same stuff. So we keep our real plans hidden. We just share it with our vanguards. That is the level of our community members who are proven that they are supporting us and they're interested in the project. But we share most of the things that we do during the week or what we have done actually in weekly update to be transparent. Um, we are one of the OG communities. We found out about Ordinals when there were just 100 inscriptions. But we took our time to work on the project we have, on the work artworks we have, and we our first inscription is on around 100K, and the last one is I think on 13 million, something like that. So we didn't do like a launch like a normal project. We handpicked each person who joined our community, so we have really quality people. um, like we have a lot of founders, like a lot of people you can see, like Knox, Nicola Kingo, Dogfather, Cygorm from Galactic Console is another project from Ethereum that is a good project. I'm bullish on these guys. So we have quality people, and we are after building the real project with real network to just be sustainable and stay in the market in coming years. Our main aim is, like if you guys know, the prediction of Web3 gaming is it is like in the next 2 years it's gonna grow by 65 billion, and by 2030 is gonna grow by $400 billion. So what we are aiming is to have a piece of this market share in the future, not just to have the market now.
Wait, hold on. How
Or
much is it
like
going to increase by?
400 billion by 2030. So it's now around 200 something billion dollar, and it's going to be around 600 billion dollar. This is a huge number. You get it? Like if you are a man of numbers, this is mad. And I think usually if there are these kind of predictions from now to for like 5, 10 years later, we're gonna have much more money flow to this kind of market. So I think if the prediction is 600 billion, it's gonna pass 800 billion, because when the FOMO gonna kick in and the adoption is gonna happen, it's gonna be a different story with with now that we are
Tell me if this math is right. I got one dick and you got one butt, and we're gonna have sex.
It's not gonna work out like that, but maybe. So yeah, basically this is what we are doing. We have a quiet big team. We have artists from different places and different ages. We have AI artists, we have 3D artists, we have concept artists and illustrations. We are working on some kind of games. The first major update that we're going to have is going to be in the next 2-3 months. We're gonna have our website updated with some gaming.
I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm a Marxist communist.
Sorry?
Sorry about that. There was a little mix up. Go ahead, Yokai.
Yeah,
I had to plot some SWAT.
Yeah, actually, this is good. Like, I want to say this. This is good that people don't believe in ideas. I want to remind everyone something here. 99% of people are losing money in NFTs and crypto. So that includes 99% of the people here. So we think we are spending money or investing on something good. And usually this fails. So the only thing I can say is don't buy into our community. Just watch, and the time is going to show what's happening. We are not promoting no utility, no roadmap, or we are not encouraging the adult mans to make an animal voice on the spaces. So this is something we are proud of. And I think time is the only thing that is going to show if the project is going to be sustainable in the future or not. So yeah, as I was saying, we're gonna have the website update. We're gonna have the 3D game demo that we're gonna share with the guys, and we have a lot more actually that I prefer to keep it between the holders and the Avengers, like the Vanguards we have. I think tomorrow we're gonna have a meeting with the Yokai holders as well to share more information with them. What else? Let me check my note, because I usually check my notes. I take notes. So yeah, like some data that I'm gonna share with you. Like we had more than 15 million impression in the last 6 months. We had 150K impression on our Twitter. So these are real numbers, you know. I think numbers and data are something that you can rely on to see how many people are watching us. It's not just hype. I'm not coming to spaces to say how cool we are. Numbers never lie. And how we are approaching it is based on studying. We have a good marketing team. So we study our audience day by day, and we are planning to see how many percentage of these eyes are in the same page with our mission and our plan and with our branding. And by time, we're gonna build that trust with our audience, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not gonna act again. It's so simple. We have a community already. 70 people are here. 40 of them are are followers and from our community. We can just spend 20K on wash trading. I can hype the fuck out of everything. Pay $500 to Magic Eden as the gas or their tax. Pump the floor, go up, sell out, and we have good art. I'm really confident to say we have good artists, but we are not after that. It's easy to get 100K, 1 million, or whatever money. We are here because we are planning to build something that is our dream. And I'm telling you personally, having that real brand is much more important for us than just selling out. So yeah, I want to um, tell everyone to have your eyes on us. Don't buy in. I tell everyone always this: check the community and check other communities. Then in time, we're gonna build the trust, and one by one, we're gonna find the real holders we have, and we're gonna have basically. So one of the other plans we have, we are not gonna go to moon or tell you that next month we're gonna be millionaire. The only thing that we are focusing right now is to find from 20 to 50 real holders with the same quality as our vanguards. So if we can find these kind of people, we are good to go for the next 3 months. And then we're going to focus on the plan of the next 6 months and 1 year that we have. So it's the step-by-step game. It's each 2 weeks you can check us. You can see the difference between the quality we had now and 2 weeks ago. And yeah, that's it basically. I would like to answer if any questions you guys have, because I have to check my notes. I think I talked a lot. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, really appreciate that. The perspective and kind of what you guys have been building, and I definitely see a lot of your community members in here. So much props to you for kind of leading them. Also, I just want to say one thing for the audience in the space. Look, we welcome opposing views or anything. We want to hear, but don't be a jerk. Don't just jolt yourself into conversation and start talking over people. And this is not the time or place. You got to be able to read the room, and that goes for life for that person. So that's some.
No, it's all right,
No,
man. It's all right.
I know. I know.
This is a normal thing. Like people can like something or don't believe on something. I don't get offended
Yeah.
or stuff. Like even I hate many people or many projects. This is humanity. This is not. To be honest, I love it more. If someone doesn't hate our project, it means I'm doing something fucked up. But when I see people are fading us or hating us, I know I'm on the right path. This is just keep us more motivated. Time is the only thing is gonna show the truth. I'm always saying this.
Yeah.
It's okay to disagree, but you have to let the man finish his thoughts and then to say your opinion. So that's why he was kicked down.
Exactly. 100%. Kimmy just hit the nail on the head. Yeah, it wasn't even about you specifically. It was he's actually been in our spaces before and did the same thing. It's more about respecting the entire space that we're running, right? So look at Dogfather. I mean, he's had his hand up. That's how you do it. That's respect right there, mutual respect. So Dogfather, go ahead.
Hey guys, I hope you have a great Saturday. Yeah, I'm a proud Avenger holder, even though I'm not rocking it as my PFP, but I've been there since pretty much the beginning. And honestly, first I wasn't really aware what they're doing. I just loved the artwork, which is kind of really clean and like something like an Asuki on steroids and just way better. So I like that from the beginning. And I have a question to the team. I mean, we all know that gaming and building a game is like really expensive. So can you maybe comment a bit on that? So where are your funds coming? So how big is the team really building the game? That would be very interesting. So thanks, man.
Yes, definitely. To be honest, as I told you, we have a quiet big team, and this is really good question. Actually, we are, I think, one of the few projects that we didn't even get $1 from our community. So everything is from our personal budgeting. Right now, what we are doing is basically a marketing strategy. Like most people think marketing means advertising, but marketing is studying the market and see what the market needs, and we build it and deliver it with our brand. So what we are focused now is to have different kind of mediums of art and games. We're gonna make the demo versions rather than spending 2 years or 3 years to build something and then make it public and people give us wrong feedback. So I think this is the better approach we're gonna have, that we're gonna create the demo version of the games and the mediums of art basically we have, and then we're gonna see the feedback, and if the feedback is correct, we're gonna spend more time on them. So again, we are working on one 3D style game already. We are working on other gamified version of our storytelling on the website. So the website is going to be the map of our universe. The story is gonna be there. Each Avenger can connect their wallets and play and send their heroes to quest. And there are gonna be some stuff basically that I'm gonna explain more. I don't want to spoil it right now. This is one kind of game we're gonna have. Beside that, we have different kind of mediums of art that we are working on, like from the basic animations and the storytellings. So for example, if you notice, we were sharing some backstories of our characters with just some stories written on the pictures. and we were getting from 7 to 15K of impressions. So that was the good feedback, and we saw people are connecting emotionally with this. So the other thing that we are working on right now is to making more animated stuff of these backstories, and we're gonna have them shared. And in other hand, we are working on the 3D game from the Unreal Engine that is gonna be released. I think the demo version in a month and a half. So it's not something that we promise is gonna be in 200 years. You're gonna see it soon. And basically, we have the team. The budget is from our pocket. How we are planning to do it is we're gonna have. I told you we are approaching it as a startup, as a business. So we have to be sustainable in the future, in the long run. So we are focusing on building different small stream of revenue for the team as well. So it's gonna keep us working more. We have spent around like 20K already, and we're injecting like around 20K more for the next 3 months to 6 months. But yeah, like if we fail, if we see in 3 months no one really like what we are doing, or we don't have any fan base, it means we are doing it wrong. So definitely we are not gonna keep spending the money from the pocket and losing it. But as I can see with the team we have and with the study we are doing, um, we're gonna have some stream of income soon, and we're gonna have the demo versions coming out. So what we planned with the team is like each 2 or 3 months, we're gonna launch a demo version of a different kind of gameplay. We're gonna give it to the community to test it out. And to be honest, we are partnering with different kind of gaming communities and projects. So this is another alpha that I'm gonna share with you. But yeah, if your concern is about funding the projects, it's totally from our own pocket. It's not like we are getting it from people or from any kind of mint.
About the game, will only holders be able to play that game, or it will be open for everybody?
No, it will be open for everybody because, as I told you, this is the MVP. We wanna just check it out how people react or what is their impression from this content. But we have some strategies for play to earn, basically, that I prefer to don't share right now, because if I share it, for sure some other people are gonna do it. But the holders, basically, they're gonna get advantage from what we plan from that strategy and the plan we have for play to earn. But anyone can play the game basically. And the thing is, Yokai Avengers is the brand. So as I told you, the thing we are focusing on is building the storyline, make it more famous and more um, wanting, and then we're gonna have different kind of games coming out for it. So this is not something hard, like it is expensive to build the game, but most of our team are not people who I hired from Fiverr or something. We are a group of friends, so we are all in, and we are hiring some other people who can help us to boost the speed of our development. So that 10 or 15 people who I'm talking about, they are not people who I pay. These are my team and my friends. So no matter what's happening, we're doing business together and we are building together. Beside these people, we are paying some other people from our pocket to boost the speed of our development. So yeah, basically this is it.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity that is really hard to find whenever you have a group of friends that have different skill sets and you all can work together to build something great. So that's an awesome situation that you're in. And one thing I want to say is that Yokai Avengers have been here in Ordinals for a minute. They've been here for a while. I think the earliest inscription I saw was like 120 something thousand. So, it's not like they just showed up last week or anything. They've been here for a while, and they've been building. So appreciate all of your information that you gave. And yeah, and if anybody else has any questions, go ahead and raise your hand. Go ahead, Knox.
I just not a question, but more of just a shout out to Misaki. He's fucking killing it with yokai. I'm a holder too. He got me to mint one. So you know, I just wanted to give credit where credit is due. I mean, he's one of these people who is not a grifter in this space. So big shout outs to him, and love what he's working on. Love hearing about it.
Yeah, definitely. He's been here for a while, and is obviously his community still trusts in him, right? He's brought a lot of the members over here, so appreciate that. OPP, you have your hand up?
Hey guys, good morning everybody. Hey Yokai, what's going on? I was just curious, who is the artist behind Yokai? I've seen you guys around for a while now. You guys are very active and show up every day for roll call. So keep doing what you're doing. I see the enthusiasm, and your collector base is strong. I'm very impressed with what you guys got cooking up. I'm gonna continue to keep an eye on you guys.
Thank you. As I told you, actually, we don't have one artist. Like I told you, our team is around like 15 people. So for the 3D artist, we have one. But actually, to be more clear with you, I'm changing our 3D artist. We have two 2D artists. That one is working on one project, the other one is working the other project that is gonna be out, I think, in a couple of weeks. So you're gonna see the difference. I pinned some of our works, so you can see the sample of the 3D. And the second one on the nest is the proof of work, the version 3 we have. So weekly we're gonna update what we're doing. And if you go check the threads, you're gonna see some different kind of sketches and arts. For our AI art, we have actually, it's not the one person work, it's like 2-3 people working on it. So these people have good skills in prompting, like they're working since like the day one when the image generation AI came out. And basically they are using AI image generation with Photoshop and Adobe Fly and different kind of tools to work on the AIs. So it's like 5 or 6 people we have who are working fully on art, and each of them are working on their own field. Which specific art you're asking for, so I can point on the artist.
No worries. Are these artists like actively involved with Ordinals, or are they just kind of in the background?
No, they're mostly in the background. Actually, they are in the server, but they are not like talking or coming to spaces and stuff. To be honest, even I'm not coming to spaces. If you notice, like I just join sometimes to hang out with guys, and when I'm taking rest, I just listen and laugh with the guys. So yeah, we are we are a passive team. We are usually just building and working in the background. But if you are really truly want to know them, I can get you in call with them, because I would love to actually connect them. Like I was telling them, they have to come out and build a network, because I see art on Ordinals is getting huge, and I want our artists to be more recognized, because I think they truly deserve it.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see them out on a space, or to just get to know them more. I'm an artist myself, and I just am always wanting to know who's behind, the creation aspect of it and whatnot. But very cool.
Awesome question, OPP. Yeah, I think that's something that maybe like the everyday ordinal enjoyer that isn't an artist doesn't realize, that artists, they're curious about like other artists, right? Like they want to get information, learn about these artists and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and I want to move it over to Based on Tap. They are a project that I noticed kind of I guess like sprouted out of the whole tap movement, and really seems like they're trying to curate these builders, and have a place for all these builders to kind of talk over on the tap side of things. So if you wouldn't mind kind of explain to the audience what you guys are about and what you're trying to do. I know you have a new product that seems like it's getting closer to launch, so if you wouldn't mind speaking on that.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, thanks for inviting me here. And actually, when we first started this call, you were saying like Base was dropping something soon, and I was like freaking out with my team. I was like, wait, are we dropping something? Because I haven't heard of anything, and I'm the founder, and it was actually Based Artist, and I was like, okay. But I got to get all of you guys on here after listening to all of you, Base Token, get you in the community, because I'm really excited about what we're building. Like Yugobi said, we're building on Tap. Tap was created by Benny. He's the founder of Track Ecosystem. He created the Tap protocol, and then he also created the Pipe protocol. So I don't know if you want me to, I can kind of maybe start there and just give a background on what Benny created, and then kind of go into what we're all about. So, you know, I guess a few weeks ago, Casey came out with like Runes, which is basically just UTXO based versus BRC20's account based protocol. But really how Benny reacted to it was he saw that there wasn't a fair minting process that Runes offered. So within what like honestly felt like a single day after Casey announced Runes, Benny created the Pipe protocol. So like BRC20, Pipe consists of 3 functions: deploy, mint, and transfer. However, it uses the UTXO based model instead of the account based model. And then prior to Runes, and what we're building on with based on Tap is the Tap protocol. And Tap is essentially Benny's answer to BRC20. What it allows for is to expand the functions of BRC20 without the need for an L2. So deploy, mint, transfer, they're all there, but he has created the ability to do airdrops with the token send function, and staking with the token auth function, which we will be using on the launchpad. And in the future, I mean, the functionality of Tap can really go anywhere. Like kind of sky's the limit there in terms of different functions that can happen. It uses a external and internal function process that allows us to kind of operate on layer 1 while also increasing the ability to do different functions that you don't get from the normal BRC20. And this has already become essential for us as what we're trying to do on top of building a community of builders on Tap or within the Track ecosystem. What we're really trying to do is build a launch pad. And that has become kind of the focal point of our project, is creating a launch pad for the Tap ecosystem. We're really big believers in Benny. If any of you guys are familiar with Santiago, he's starting Tap Exchange. They're partnering with Bison Labs. It seems to be already in the funding stage, getting money from institutional investors. We're really bullish on this entire ecosystem. And what we see as kind of the gap that's there is, okay, we have the exchange, we have Benny building kind of the foundation, but there's no real way to promote builders, to kind of create an accelerator program, to create a launch pad that really gets these founders off the ground. And at the end of the day, that's what our main goal, that's what our ethos, our mission is to get these projects off the ground, to give Tap the exposure it deserves, because we really see that, you know, Tap is going to be something big in the future. Benny is super talented. He was on our spaces 2 days ago. It was like 4 or 5 a.m. for him, and he's on there because he cares about us. He cares about Santi and Tap Exchange, and the community over there is so great. So if you're not on Track Discord, get on there, hear from Benny, hear from all the guys there. It is a super tight-knit community, and what we're trying to do is build a community that's kind of adjacent to it, that helps promote it, but is really focused on builders and founders and influencers and investors on that side. So we're building the community. We have our own Discord that we're doing kind of a slow opening with. During the space 2 days ago, we opened it up. I think there was like 20 or 30 people that we let in. Anyone that's a speaker on here, though, I want to get you guys in here. Eventually, what we're going to be implementing is a gated process where if you're a holder of Based, you're in kind of a private chat room where you can kind of be more free to talk about ideas amongst other builders and founders. The other side to this is the Launchpad, which will be kind of run by this Boost token, which we have yet to launch or yet to do the airdrops for. But basically, anyone that's a holder of Based will get an airdrop for the Boost token. That token will power our Launchpad. And we're actually doing a more gamified version and a little twist on the normal Launchpad. So what we're doing is we're actually going to approach different builders, different founders and tokens on tap. And then we're also thinking about integrating with Pipe, BRC20, Runes. I think there's actual capability there where the voting will all be done, or the Boost token and Base token will stay on tap, but you will actually be able to receive tokens from different protocols. We kind of find this to be essential, especially in the beginning when there's not as many projects popping up. In the future, though, we definitely want to stay very tap or track ecosystem focused. But to get into the Launchpad, so the way that it's different is we're actually doing a tournament style Launchpad where, let's say we have, for this first round tournament that we do, there's 3 different projects that we select from people that applied basically to be featured on our platform. Those 3 projects will then kind of go through this marketing campaign that we will lead. We will educate people who are both Based holders and also just the general public on what these projects have to offer. We will then start the tournament, which will then be actually a voting process where you will take the Boost that you own, and Boost is basically a 1-to-1 voting ratio. So 1 Boost is when you pledge that to a specific project, that counts as 1 vote towards that project. The project that gets the most votes at the end of the tournament will win and receive all of the Boost that is pledged towards them or voted towards them. So one thing to really think about is like when you are voting with Boost, if your team, if you voted for one project that lost, you just get your Boost back. We don't want people to, lose their Boost in exchange for a project token that, they didn't vote for. So the winning project will get all of the Boost, and in exchange, everyone who voted for that project will get the project token in return. If you didn't vote for that project, though, you just get your Boost back, you get your votes back, and you can use it on the next round. The idea behind this is Tap doesn't currently have a stable coin, and there isn't really like a stable coin like, if we can consider Bitcoin or something like Ethereum like a stable coin, like it's less volatile than one of these like really early on coins within Tap. So one of the main challenges when we're approaching this is like, how do we give the project team a token that actually will be worth something, to help them raise money? The point of this is for them to raise money to grow their project and to have the funds to kind of take off. So what we're doing is we're creating this mechanism where at the beginning of the tournament, Boost will be worth the least amount because there will be a ton of Boost basically just in the market. There'll be a lot of liquidity there. And as more and more people vote throughout the tournament, that Boost continues to get locked up. And if you really care about like one project winning, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be continuing to vote on a project, and you're going to have to be eventually buying off the market. And the supply of the available Boost will continue to decrease until we get to the end of the tournament, or like right before the end of the tournament. The idea is that at the end of the tournament, the Boost token price is at its highest point, and the winning project will then receive the Boost at its highest point. In exchange for that Boost, they then give everyone who voted for Boost a proportional amount of the boost they voted in terms of and in the form of project tokens. And then that we want that winning project to dump the boost on the market. We had to think of a mechanism where instead of trying to make sure people aren't dumping tokens on us when they win all the boost, we want them to dump those tokens. And here's the reason why. We want a winning project to switch to a more stable asset where they can actually benefit from the fact that they took part in this tournament. And we also want boost to be available on the marketplace for the next tournament so that there is as much voting going on as possible. We're like a big believer in the idea of, okay, you know, in the law of numbers or statistics, it's like the more people that vote, and look, the mob's not always right, you know, with voting, but the more people that vote, the more votes that are out there, we're hoping that the more accurate the decision-making process is on which project actually wins. And by having boosts get dumped on the market, what we're doing is we're putting a huge dump of supply back on the market. So price will then kind of crash. This will allow people to accumulate boost to then vote for the next tournament. So this cycle will continue. It's a cyclical cycle of, you know, start of the tournament, boost price is super low. As we get to the end of the tournament, more boost is locked up. People want to see their project win. They're willing to pay more money. Boost price goes up, you know, to its highest point. The project then dumps boost to receive like Bitcoin or something like that. And then boost gets dumped back on the market, and then the cycle continues. So this is how we've kind of thought of the idea of how do we approach a launch pad without having a stable coin that's built on tap. And this is how we're approaching the launch pad. If you're a based holder, on top of the having access to community and having access to kind of the future in-person events we hope to have, currently there's only 1,000 base tokens in existence. So what we wanted to do was basically say, we want to grow the community with the size of the entire space, of the entire ordinal space. So right now we felt like 1,000 was like a good number to start with. We want this to be like an intimate community where you really know the people that are involved, that you really kind of get a chance to know everyone, that people care about each other, and there's not just random people in there. So we're very particular about, you know, who we're letting in at this point. You know, we really want people that are founders, builders, who get each other, who really care about ordinals as a space, and are also kind of proponents of Tap and Tap's ecosystem. So we're starting with 1,000. In the future, we'll have 3 phases of ordinal art airdrops. So those airdrops will double the size of the total number of members available. So let's say, you know, there's 1,000 tokens right now. Each person owns 1 based. What will happen is when the airdrop happens, to make sure that we're not diluting your shares of ownership or diluting your, you know, the value of your base, we're actually going to airdrop that base to you. So then you will own 2 based after the first airdrop. One would be a token. The other one would be as like a ordinal art. And then the next phase will double again. So if you kept those 2, then you will get, then on the next phase, you will get airdrop 2 more, and you'll have 4 in total. And then in the third phase, we'll do it one more time. If you have 4, then now you will have 8. The idea behind this is to expand the community slowly over time without creating a dip in value for you as the holder. We're like very, you know, conscious about the idea of like, look, we're not going to add all these new members and then kind of dilute your share in the community. What we're hoping for, if we can time this really right, is let's say, you know, base is worth $1,000 at a supply of 1,000. If there's enough demand there, what we should see is, you know, like what economics would show us is, okay, well, when I double the amount of supply, base token price should drop to 500. I mean, that's fine because you would be owning 2. So 2 times 500, you get back to 1,000. But what we're hoping for is that it doesn't drop to 500, that it maybe drops to 800. So you would basically, at the end of the day, have a $600 profit if both are worth 800 or 700. As long as it's above 500, you're making money on this airdrop. And we want to kind of incentivize people, you know, to sell them. We don't want too many people to have like a ton of base, and there really isn't a reason to have a ton of base. We want this community to be diverse and have a good amount of people. But the way we're doing that is through a slow expansion through these phases of airdrops. But those airdrops will not negatively affect the holders. And then kind of the last thing with that is just, as a base holder, we want to, so the boost that you stake, if you own base as well, because we want to really value the voice of our community, those will act as 1.1 votes. So when you get the project tokens back, say you own based and you voted with boost for a winning project and it's the end of the tournament, you would get the 1-for-1 ratio. So your 1 boost to the whatever the ratio is, you would get with the project token, but the voting would change. So it kind of gets a little complicated, but we don't want to say, oh, if you own if you own based, you know, the money that you get back from project tokens will be more than someone that voted without owning based. But we feel like your voice should matter more. So for a normal person, 1 boost equals 1 vote. For a base holder, 1 boost equals 1.1 votes. So you would have a better voice in terms of what projects get picked. The other thing that we're really excited about is creating a tap index fund, essentially. So what would happen is, the way that we make money is by charging a fee to the project holder, to like the project that's being promoted, and you only get charged that fee if you win. So if you lost, you know, there's no cost to you as a project. But if you win, you're getting all this boost. We're going to charge a 5% fee on the project token. That also, like, let's take the pool project tokens that get sent out after that tournament to boost voters. 5% of that will go to the Based on Tap treasury. So that's not money in my wallet. That's money basically in the wallet of the entire community. So what we're doing is we're creating an index fund where we'll have over time, after each tournament ends, each project will send 5% of the token pool in the tournament, not the total supply of their tokens, but 5% of the token pool, which will just be determined on how much money they made from boost, will get sent to our treasury. Over time, after each tournament, that treasury will kind of increase. Like, that index fund will keep adding new tap tokens. What we're hoping to create is kind of provide dividends to our base holders from the proceeds that happen from the index fund. So that's how we're kind of giving back to our base holders. We're allowing base to kind of represent a basket of goods on the tap ecosystem, which we're like really excited about, because we're hoping that, you know, this token not only has all these benefits from the Ordi airdrops and the private community and in-person events and all that stuff, but we also want to kind of be like, okay, you can also make money just off of what's being built in the tap ecosystem. And a lot of our holders of tap will be those people that are featured in the index fund. So we're really excited about that, and creating kind of a way to get entry, or a way to kind of wet your beak with the tap ecosystem by just buying 1 single token, which will be the base token.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna stop there.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you covered a ton just now, like from everything that you guys are building over there. Bean, I'm gonna get to you in a second. But what I was gonna say is that thanks for breaking that down. You know, I feel like you definitely broke down what your objectives are as a project, and also kind of where your focus is. We're going to field some questions. I think there are a couple, just being transparent, you know, there's a couple holes that I feel like people probably can poke in here, because and I'll start it and then we'll go to you being next. But in terms of the boost token, what's going to stop people from trying, outside of the whole tournament, from trying to purchase the boost token and dump it before the project has the ability to dump it?
Yeah, so obviously, in a perfect world, it would happen the way that it does. What I would say is that when the project gets the boost, they have as long as they want to sell that boost. So the idea is that when they hold it, or when they get it, they don't have to necessarily sell it right away. They can wait for that price to go up. Given the mechanism of the tournament, and because people will be locking their boost tokens, it's basically forcing the market to lower the available supply. Like, no matter what happens, whether people dump right before, that project will then still have the opportunity to hold on to that boost until it gets to a point where it reaches its kind of top, before it reaches its top price. And also, you know, we're going to make sure that, let's say when there's all the losing projects, they have to give their boost basically back. Whatever was in their pools, they have to give back to people that voted for them because it was a losing project. We're going to give the winning project the opportunity to dump their boost before we release all the boosts to, like, kind of the voters. We want to have the project have the opportunity to be able to dump on the market before everyone else. Now, your question though was, like, if they do it before, if they do it before, like, the tournament ends, the idea is that they still have the opportunity to hold that boost up until, you know, the next tournament round, where inevitably that boost gets locked away, the supply goes down, and, you know, I mean, like, basic economics would just say, when supply goes down, price goes up. There will always be that opportunity. So the cycle will always happen, and where you sell might change. But the idea is that the winning project will always have the opportunity to sell whenever they want to. And as long as that cyclical motion continues to happen, it doesn't matter really when they dump. It just matters that they have the opportunity to dump at the highest point, which they will, because the tournaments will continue in the same motion each time. And hopefully, as time goes on, that cyclical motion becomes more set in stone of, like, the timing of it. But there obviously will be people who try to do that, to dump on the market like, around towards the end. I don't see that as much as a problem, because I think it's a circle. So eventually you get back to that highest point and the project has a chance to do that. It really just, you know, it will depend on, like, what the timing is. But I think these projects, and we'll be working closely with the projects, but you know, when these projects dump will change from tournament to tournament. But the idea is that it's a cyclical motion, so there will be ups and downs that give them the opportunity.
Gotcha. Yeah. Interesting. You know, because I think we all know from the people that have experienced DeFi on other chains that there's definitely whale games. And that's one thing that I definitely worry about, unless the supply is controlled in this controlled environment. You know, outside whales is really what I'd be worried about, trying to manipulate and beat the next project. You know, even if that winning project is, it's going to be one tournament behind in the cycle, there's going to be people that try to gamify this. You know, so unless you guys have total control over it and you know, am able to distribute the supply to these projects only and prevent that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that there's definitely like mechanisms that we're thinking about on our end to protect the winning project. But I mean, we don't like, we do want people to have full control over their boosts, still, to be able to kind of to manage their, you know, their assets the way they want to. And I think as we see people try to gamify this, we're thinking about this before it happens, but as people are trying to gamify this, we will try to kind of manage and create safeguards to protect the project, whether that's a time lock on boosts that's been locked up so that projects have the opportunity before it happens. This will really just kind of be something that we will have to see how people try to cheat the system in a way, to dump their boost on the market. But from what we've seen in the past, I think a big part of it is just really trying to incentivize users to lock up as much boost as possible during the tournament. That way we do have full control over it, because that's where we have control, is like when you vote. And the point of boost, you know, is to vote. And as long as people actually vote with their project tokens, we have control over it. If they aren't voting with it, here's the other thing, is because we want to promote projects all across the board, across different protocols, we're really incentivizing people to actually first stake their boost into a pool on chain, and then basically off chain they will be able to vote on these projects. So really, because the idea is that, like, say you lose a tournament and you get all your boost back, you're not going to want to like repay a fee to like put your, you know, money back into the next pool. The idea is that you just stake onto our website, and then from there you're able to vote. You're able to vote with boost whenever you want. If your project loses, then you get the boost back, but it's still just staked into the general pool. And in that general pool, say you stake like 1,000 boosts into the general pool, you then have 1,000 votes and you could do whatever you want with it. As long as that, you know, is staked onto our website, we're creating mechanisms where you're not going to want to take it off, because it's going to cost you money to, you know, unstake and restake every time there's a new tournament. And you're going to be actually making money. We're thinking of ways to kind of make money like the way like a one-sided pool works, or maybe even a two-sided pool if you have base and boost. But creating incentives to keep your boost and base locked up on our website. That way we don't have to worry about people that are doing stuff, you know, like dumping on Tap Exchange or wherever it is. But yeah, it's definitely like a serious concern of how this cyclical nature will work out, how people will try to gamify this. But as long as we can incentivize people to hold their tokens on our website through staking and provide enough rewards to that, we will have a lot more control over kind of how the market reacts to make sure the game's running well. But we really do believe that the cyclical nature of the token, just given the way the tournament works, will create a somewhat predictable model that can help the project. They will give them at some point in the future, the project, the opportunity to dump on the market and actually have the funds. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Awesome. Thanks for that breakdown. And I think staking will definitely help with that. But just from past experience, I think you're going to have to add a little bit more than staking, just from some stuff that I've been through in my past DeFi experience. But Bean, go ahead. And then after Bean, we're going to move on because we got a lot of different speakers here. So on stage for the projects. Go ahead, Bean.
Thanks, bro. First of all, honk. Yep, I like to make animal sounds. Let's fucking go. Sorry, I like to do that. Unfortunately, everyone's different in this market. If you don't like it, too bad, too bad. All right. Second of all, I'm based from Bean, and to be honest, like, you guys are about helping artists, creators, and builders. So how does tokenizing something and, you know, making people pay to create boost, incentivize projects? Because honestly, like, and you're saying they can dump first, and then the losers can't dump. You're gonna incentivize them to stake. For me, I think that's very confusing, bro, and it really doesn't incentivize any artist, builder, or creator, because essentially it's not letting the artwork or the work speak. It's letting people block the system speak. So, based on tap, I mean, I love what you're trying to do, but I just don't think it's right for a launch pad to be tokenizing it and gamifying something that there are people that are putting their hard work and time to build something. So, I do like how you're trying to create visibility. Maybe you guys can go back and look at the system again, or I can even give my input from the based community. You know what I'm saying? So, we're both based. I'll be honest, I was first, but I want to help you guys, because we're supposed to work together in this ecosystem. And I don't want to see people get wrecked, bro. And whenever you're including more than one token into your ecosystem, it's just a bad signal for me. So I just want to be very honest about that opinion, because when you're building something that's focused around artists, builders, and creators, you want to give them the tools to take advantage of this market, not to get wrecked by a token in the market. So that's my only opinion, bro. I'm gonna be honest, bro. That was hella confusing, like, I that's the honest truth. Like, you got to do this with this token, and for me as an artist, builder, and creator, I would probably most likely shy away from a system that's gonna make your project pay to gain visibility. The platform is supposed to help these artists, builders, and creators gain visibility. This is what I do on spaces every day. Is I'm not, shilling a project or selling it. I'm giving people a chance, a platform, not a launch pad, but a space to talk about their projects. That's what I do. People think that I want to just get this out there that I sell projects and, I can do that. I haven't sold one project yet, guys. You know what I'm saying? I want to make that clear. My collection is a one-in-one art collection that's not even listed yet. Um, a lot of guys in my community work hard at their projects, so I don't like some of the poking fingers that are out there. I just want to address that also. But yeah, like, man, it's hella confusing when you're adding two different types of token, and you're gonna make people stake, don't sell, and then you're only letting a certain group of people sell at one point. I don't think that's fair, to be honest. And that's not a launch pad. That's basically, it seems like people are taking advantage of tokens there at this point. So that's just how I feel. If I upset you, I'm sorry, but I had to let that out there because what you just said was so confusing, bro. I just have to be transparent. And like I said, man, I'm here to help you. If you want to talk on the side, I'm more than willing to get on a call with you and be more, how do I say, opinionated about my opinion. This is just base ground for us. So everybody stay honking. I love you. I just had to get that out there. And yo, Iago B and Shizzy, you guys can go on to the next thing. And Kimi boy, thank you very much.
Awesome. And based, I'm gonna let you, based on tap, I'm gonna let you respond to that real quick. But I just wanted to say, I think to be fair a little bit, it seemed like based on tap was kind of insinuating that it benefits that project by providing them liquidity from winning that tournament. So in that aspect, it would benefit them. But I agree with Bean. I think right now, just kind of the way you explained it, it was a bit confusing, but you went from A to Z on what your project is. But I'll let you kind of respond to Bean, and then we'll move on to the next topic. So let's keep this around 20 seconds, though, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, no, I understand that it was probably a little confusing because there's just a lot there. What I would say is that the boost token, I mean, this is all meant to benefit the projects that are in the tournament. Even if you lose the tournament, you're getting basically free marketing and advertising from us. The base side of it is the community that's focused on promoting builders. All that stuff is like free for the builders. Like the only way that we make money, or I would say the community makes money, is by taking a percentage of the winning project tokens pool that they basically already set aside for the actual tournament. And that's just basically a fee because you won and we just provided you with a ton of liquidity for your projects. All the staking, all of the locking is done to actually protect the project itself. We're going to be coming out with like more infographics and stuff like that to explain this idea, because it does get complicated. But the only reason why there's 2 tokens is because Boost, we want to be available to everyone to be able to vote, and we want Base to be a more like private community for founders and builders. But we're going to be doing spaces with founders. We're all about promoting projects on tap. I mean, that's the core of it. So I don't think we're really taking advantage of these projects at all. I think maybe it was a miscommunication there, because, I mean, from our standpoint, like, we're doing everything to protect the projects first.
Awesome response. And you guys, I think it'd be good if y'all connected maybe off the space and just bounce ideas off each other's heads, right? Because I think based on tap, right now every protocol seems like it's just merged into one. And I think when tap first came out, based on tap kind of came up really quick on the tap side. And I think what's going to happen in the future with this Bitcoin ecosystem is everybody's going to have their space, right? So maybe Bean, you can give some ideas and thoughts outside of the space and how they can grow on the tap side. But I definitely love this back and forth, because this is what we need. This is the growing pain. Sometimes when you start something new, someone has a little bit more experience in this space, they can help. That's what we're here for. No one's trying to beat each other up on their projects or anything like that. So I really, really love the transparency and stuff. So appreciate you, Bean, and Based on Tap, for just being open-minded and receiving great, whether it's criticism or advice or praise, right? With that being said, we are going to move on to OPP. Oh, so did you want to say one last thing?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I appreciate you, giving your opinion, Bean, and there's definitely no ill will there. Like, I do want to talk to you. I think we need to grow as a community, and that's only going to happen. I know what I said was confusing. I'm trying to say a lot in a little bit of time, but yeah, let's get on or just DM me, or I'll DM you, and we could talk. I would love that.
Bro, I'm on Spaces 20 hours a day, 7 days a week with the family. Feel free to come on and talk with us. You're based, we're based. Let's get based together. That's what it's all about. So I'm just trying to protect Ordinals and the spaces. I think if you guys all know me, from Knox, Prism, Morale to Eric to Shizzy, I'm really here to protect the builders and the creators and the artists. That's my main concern. I've never been here to take money or anything like that. I just give my honest opinion, and if people don't like it, they can like it. If they love it, they love it. That's it. And like I said, I'm just here to help everybody. So let's go Ordinals. I'm gonna be quiet so you guys can get on with the show though. But thank you very much for accepting my opinion though, and definitely down to get on the talk.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Okay, so let's move on to OPP, Orange Pilled Project. Definitely interested to hear what you got going on. The stage is yours.
Woo, let's go. Base, I just want to say, man, Based on Tap, rather. You're motivated, clearly, stick with it. Just continue to be transparent and kind of hone in on those ideas, and you'll succeed. So, but yeah, anyways, Orange Pill Project. This is kind of my way into Bitcoin. I'm an artist from alt chains. I've been around in Web3 since 2020. Kind of just took the plunge and left the workforce and decided to go all in and try and make a living here. Found some success early, found some really cool communities and friendships here. It's been really cool to connect with people on a global scale, and yeah, just kind of see what these social platforms have done and turned into through X and Discord. And yeah, just to learn. I've really become a nerd and a techie through this whole thing. But yeah, so the Orange Pill Project is an idea I just kind of came up with during the Ordinal conference in Miami. I honestly was very bullish on Bitcoin until Ordinals came around. I just kind of saw it as like a Gen 1 crypto. Even though, it's been dominant for a while, I didn't really see, the robustness that some of these other chains were doing and with smart contracts and whatnot. But man, there's so much that's been going on, and it's completely evolved with this whole meta protocol that's been going down. So yeah, I've never really done pixel art, and I have always been obsessed with punk since I learned about them and kind of how they took off, and kind of just seen this revolution of pixel art go down. So um, I wanted to do a pixel project, and I just was seeing a lot of copy pasta and derivative work on Bitcoin, which is I have an appreciation for, but I thought Ordinals, could use a little bit more originality, and just wanted to put my own spin on stuff. So um, I created a collection of 1,000 operatives, orange orange pill primates. OPP has various meanings. Orange pill project is kind of just like the umbrella of everything that I'm doing, but the primates are just the initial collection that I dropped. Um, and yeah, it just it gave me a way to grow my pedigree and to also learn web development. I did the whole website myself, and it's just been really cool to put all my effort into one project and kind of just plant a seed, on ordinals and yeah. So let's see here. Essentially, there's a few things that the Orange Pill Project is doing. I want to. I'm gonna start hosting my own space, at least once, maybe twice a week. But essentially, yeah, I want to start hosting community art events, and there's a lot of really great leaders here, based or being rather Prism, um, some of these other like collectives. They're doing really good stuff. Um, and yeah, I want to do my own version of community events and try and just onboard artists. And I have a lot of friends that are on Tezos or Solana, Ethereum, and yeah, the sales have kind of dried up, so artists, they need to make a living, and um, there's just a lot of downside to what is going on in the NFT space. And I think this aspect of putting stuff on chain is really revolutionary. Um, I was speaking with a friend the other day. She uh, was utilizing Nifty Gateway platform, and they took away her creator hub because she was under like a $700 threshold, which is just like a big way for her to make money. She wasn't like making crazy money with like a lot of these NFT artists were. But that's still a decent amount of money, per month. So, yeah, through these spaces, want to just onboard artists from not just Web3 but Web2 as well. I I went to art school 2016, and art has just been my life. I've had roommates that were musicians. I've dabbled into music myself. And I've just been trying to kind of like coalesce and tell artists about this new way to generate income and this new way of doing the creator economy and a new way to put your name out there and just kind of just like, yeah, another way to get maybe earn some money, you know, or some promotional recognition. And there's a lot of cool ways that you can do that. I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of that and whatnot. But yeah, so I want to have some artists on for some live performances. I'm gonna start hosting a 1-hour DJ set where I play some of my friends' music and some of my favorite music going down. And yeah, just it's very art focused. When you see a pixel project, you probably don't think that, but kind of want to just like display that through the content that I'm pushing. Yeah, so kind of like a supplemental way for me to make income has been doing photography and videography. I do work for hire and shoot for all different kinds of events, from like weddings to the restaurant industry to artists. And most recently I did I was the videographer for the Ordinal conference in Miami, which is kind of what really got me hooked onto this whole thing. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely start pushing out more cinematic edits and video content. I've been working on a handful of them. Stay tuned for that next week. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna be running a giveaway for a couple of free operatives. Um, as far as like the 1000 orange pilled primates collection, I'm gonna be doing some gamified and interactive events. Um, it's not going to be something that is like frequent. It's going to be like every couple months, or I'm going to center it around these community art events, or in conjunction with actual like conferences that are going on. So like the Bitcoin Amsterdam event that's coming up, like just as an example, there's not actually going to be something going on for that one, but that's still in the works. But essentially, like when I say gamification, it's not going to be like through a virtual game, but it's going to be through participation of all these digital platforms like X Spaces, through Discord, Bitmap, on Cyber, YouTube, and even artwork. And kind of how I envisioned this was like solving a cipher, riddle, puzzles, just showing up, following the clues, dropping into uh, some of these popular spaces that have been out here grinding every day. And maybe you might hear a clue, and just like people always talk about the alpha, alpha can just be having fun, and engaging, and maybe earning along the way. So um, yeah. One last thing is I met some really cool developers down in Miami. They have a group down there called the Bitcoin Grove. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. It's essentially like a workspace, and you can pay to have a membership, and you can just go there and bring your computer and code, or you can just, they have like an outdoor section too that's just really cool and pleasing, and a cool environment to hang out in. And just met some really cool people down there. So going to be working on a community tool as well, and probably competing in like a hackathon. I'm not like a developer myself. I've been learning about just kind of like how the back end works, and these different functional programming languages, and kind of just like, yeah, to like have complete trust in a decentralized system, you kind of gotta like learn these rails a little bit. So I come from the Tezos ecosystem too, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on over there, and just kind of like learning how developers come to crypto, and why they would possibly leave Web 2. has been something that's been kind of like a passion of mine. And but yeah, like as far as this community tool goes, we kind of want to make a product that's like a central schedule hub for contributors to who are hosting these spaces on Twitter or X. And by doing this, like utilizing social graphs like the .sats or .frens, and just kind of like making a cool interface or a way to just get like you can go to the spaces tab and see like what's coming up, but it's very limited in like the description and what you can see. And there's just a lot of really cool use cases that you could implement and kind of get more information and yeah, a different way. And not really going to speak too much more on that. That's kind of in its infancy, but I've had some very quality discussions with some devs that we're going to get going on that next month in November. So stay tuned for that. And then yeah, I definitely, as an artist, I want to start putting out my own work more too. So yeah, we're gonna do like curated drops and like I said, these art events, and kind of just getting into the meat and potatoes of individuals, and just keep connecting with people. I'm really big on proof of camaraderie, and my time here has been amazing. It's been great to meet everybody here. And yeah, so give us a follow. We're gonna do a giveaway next week. I launched with Ordzar Launchpad. You don't actually have to go to Ordzar. Their UI is a little clunky right now, but they're truly a decentralized market. And Nikib and the team over there are doing amazing stuff in their approach and how they're going about doing a marketplace, and shying away from doing indexing and doing everything on chain. And yeah, there's some limitations there, but there's also immutability, like true immutability and true permissionlessness, which was something that really attracted me to that idea. So if you go to opprjkt, you can just click on any one of the operatives, agents. Yeah, they're kind of like it's like espionage style, like mystery, covert ops. Is kind of some of the themes that you'll see. There's some Bitcoin motifs within the collection. And yeah, if anybody has questions, feel free to hit me up. I see a lot of familiar faces here. And yeah, you guys are showing up and doing what needs to be done, because it's only going to get bigger. It truly is. And there's a lot to be bullish on. So I just want to thank Kimi boy. We've been DMing and talking for a bit. He's been very supportive, and also Shizzy and Yagobi for hosting, and to the other two people that spoke as well, or three rather, Nox, Yokai, based on Tab. Really cool to hear what you guys are doing. Definitely following from afar from this account and my personal artist account as well. So that's about it. There's a lot to unpack there, but yeah, hope to talk to you guys around in spaces, and maybe see you guys in some IRL events, because I'm definitely planning on being active. And if anyone's going to Art Basel, I would love to see people down there for Miami Art Week. That'd be really cool to link up. I know there's going to be some events going on, and yeah.
Awesome, man. I really appreciate you, breaking down what you got going on with OPP. What Nikib's doing with Ordzar is amazing. It's truly focused on the builders with that platform. If you don't know what Ordzar is, go check it out. And then to your point, we're gonna, after this quick little statement, we're gonna move on to the last speaker. But To your point about the Web 2 developers and getting them over here, I think that is such an important thing. And there's no better place right now, no better place in all of crypto DeFi than Ordinals to do that, because Ordinals uses traditional computer languages more than any other environment that I know of, right? People can go back to their JavaScript, Python, C++, all that stuff here, and actually build. So if you guys know developers, tell them about Ordinals. Tell them why Ordinals can be attractive to a traditional Web 2 developer, because the more developers, the better. We've seen that data stat with Ethereum. People bring that up all the time. Look how many developers are on Ethereum versus no one's going to catch up. But we have a real opportunity here in Ordinals to tell traditional developers about how they can build stuff and challenge themselves a little bit with recursion and stuff. So definitely an opportunity there. Okay, so let's move it on to the last guest on stage is Counterfeit Culture. There's a duo team that I've been seeing a little bit more lately with Prism and Moral. Moral, I believe, recently got on board, and so let's start with Moral and just kind of talk about what that experience has been with for you, and then also kind of if you can talk about where Counterfeit Culture is, and then we'll go to Prism.
I'm here, don't worry. No, yeah. So yeah, I just joined the team 3 weeks ago, and even before that, I got to experience the community. And like it's very special. Like the vibe is very different, in my opinion, than anything I've seen even on the ETH side of things. And I gotta say, like being able to connect with like-minded people has been sort of difficult for myself because on ETH, like you're kind of priced out from these like high-end art collections. So the fact that Counterfeit was able to make it like affordable for anyone to really get in via the card mints, I think that's huge in general for anyone, because anyone can come in the space and be a part of the community. All you have to do is hold a card, right? And I mean, they're doing it every week. From my experience, it's been extremely positive, and like I want to let Prism really answer where he sees Counterfeit going, because like if I say it, it's like it's different because he's the one with the vision, and I'm kind of just on here to support that vision, and make sure that everyone understands where that vision's going, because Counterfeit can go. In my personal opinion, like if you really want my thoughts on it, it's going to be unparalleled in the space in comparison to a lot of marketplaces that are coming out, and I just know that the future's bright.
With that said, Prism, your intro has been set.
Yeah, we need some energy in here, don't we? Like, we need to just we need to wake up a little bit. Yeah.
Pump it up.
No, yeah, throw out the honks. Yeah, we appreciate Moral jumping in a few weeks ago. He's been super helpful and getting keeping the community just engaged and all those things. And it's just as we get further along in our our journey, it's just getting a little bit more difficult for myself to do those things. So Moral stepping in has been huge. But yeah, man. So we are 14 cards deep into our card collection. We've got 8 more to go. Oh, it's 7 more to go. 8 more to go. I can't do math today. But yeah, everything is going very well. I think we've built an art community that is unmatched in the Ordinal space. And we've just recently launched our second really main collection coming from us, which is a little bit more of an art focus, with Zilla, which minted yesterday and minted out yesterday. So yeah, man, we're just cruising along. Our focus since February has been to bring great art to Bitcoin, and do it in a way that's collectible, and do it in a way that sort of retains some of those properties that people expect from PFP projects, or the typical projects that they're used to. And so that's where the cards come in. We wanted to really be the first to do this type of project. I've been collecting in the space for years. Different chains, kind of building relationships with artists, and kind of understanding the dynamics of how some of these collections work, why fake rares work and why fake memes don't, like different things like that. And I think just having that experience from a collector standpoint, and then with our co-founder Boozy having the experience from an artist standpoint, I think that we have just it's a deadly combination of kind of putting this project together. And so yeah, man, things have gone really well since the beginning. We've really focused on bringing in those who kind of see our long-term vision. So you're not going to see people in our community who are, I mean, for the most part, you're not going to see, those with like a short-term mindset. They're not interested in like tokens or anything like that. It's really just about accessible art and bringing artists over to Bitcoin, onboarding them to Bitcoin through the collections we have. And then, as we kind of go forward, like we talked about on your podcast, just developing those tools that artists need to be successful, not just from a launch standpoint, but also, managing their work and engaging with their holders and all of those things. So there's some things in the works behind the scenes. You'll see just a sneak preview of those things here in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from, well, maybe 1 week from Tuesday. And then we'll kind of roll things out continuously from there. But yeah, man, appreciate you kind of giving us the space. We've got another artist this week who has not dropped on Ordinals. And so we're excited to kind of reveal that card tomorrow. And for those that missed out on our space the other day, we will be having a burn come up. So if you've got extra cards from numbers 8 through 12, we will have something that you can burn for that is much more rare in the collection. So yeah, I just want to give you guys the thanks one more time. Appreciate you giving us the space up here with the legends Knox and Yokai Avengers Eric. And yeah, man, we just keep going. There's a lot of focus on art right now. People building art projects, people rolling out art tools. But I can confidently say that no one's going to do what we're doing. So I'm just super, super bullish on what we're building.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Prism. We know you got a ton of stuff going on, but you always make time to jump into spaces and to update, the Ordinal community, your community, everybody on what you guys got going. I'm super, super excited to see, it sounds like Moral kind of gave us a little hint of a marketplace possibly.
Hold on. Let me jump in there real quick. We are not building a marketplace. Okay. Let's just put that out there. We do not, like, that's not our game. But I will say this, marketplaces are rolling out things that, yeah, we can definitely do better than they're doing. But we're not building a marketplace.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm going to change that sentiment to super, super disappointed that you guys aren't building a marketplace. No, I'm just kidding. Whatever you got coming out is going to be super dope. I know that because everything that you guys have released has been super, super dope. So go ahead, Moral.
Yeah, before I get yelled at, no, not a marketplace. I'm just seeing a lot of different things, like, art platforms come out and be like, fine art on Bitcoin, or, like just the onboarding processes that's happening, right? Like art itself is being pushed heavily on the timeline and from a lot of different people, no specific names or anything like that, but it just seems like everyone's kind of transitioning to that aspect and that narrative of things. And I just wanted to say that I believe counterfeit is going to be at the top and untouched, really, when it comes to that scene.
Yeah, and it's not just about the art. It's great. We can have immutable art on chain. Like to me, there's no chain that has the benefits of what Ordinals and Bitcoin can offer. Yeah, it's a little bit more costly to get your art on chain, but there's value in that cost because you're not using IPFS and Arweave and those sorts of things. But there's more that you should be able to do with your art. If you're collecting art in this space, that art should not be confined to your wallet. So there's things that we're kind of working in that will that I think people, holders of this art will appreciate. And yeah, as we kind of lead up to Art Basel this year, we'll have a few things available from that standpoint. But I have to be a little bit vague. To as Yokai said, it's a very competitive space, and we've have a an 8-month lead here, and we're not going to fuck that up now. We'll just continue building in the background, and when you see things come out, that's when you'll see them.
Awesome. Yeah, Knox, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I think these things come full circle. Like the reason I think everyone's promoting art right now is because realistically, that's what inspired Casey to create the protocol to begin with, right? He was thinking about generative art. So now I think people are starting to realize, like, oh, I mean, like this is like the thing that this was kind of meant for. So hell yeah, like we need to promote this stuff. And I am also confident that Prism and Counterfeit Culture are going to be leaders in that front, 100%.
I disagree with you. I think Casey was thinking about creating a token environment when he created Ordinals.
He was thinking about runes and shitcoins. He loves shitcoins, I hear.
Exactly. No, but
I want to shout out Knox actually. Knox is the Cursed Raiders inspired the burn that we're about to have. When I saw that Knox was kind of leaning into this cursed narrative still, even with all this conversation going on, it just got me thinking a lot. And so that collection is going to be dope. If you're not trying to get a Cursed Raider, you should definitely try to get one and just join that community, because Knox is in here building every single day, always trying new things, testing out ways that he can expand his project. And that was inspirational. And so, I hope people appreciate what we're about to bring into this series. But yeah, that was like 99% just watching Knox and taking his lead.
yeah, for sure. Knox has definitely been consistent with what he's been doing in terms of leading his project and also inspiring others in the space. And you saw it right there with Prism. So that's awesome. That's why we love this space, is because we see this kind of stuff all the time.
You guys are making me blush over here. God damn.
On the Ordinal Revolution spaces on Saturday, it's all about giving everybody flowers, right? So be ready for that extra blush. Because I mean, honestly, though, joking aside, it is well deserved, because you guys have stuck through it. That's the biggest deal, right? We've seen projects that aren't here anymore from even a couple months ago. So, I just want to thank everybody that came up on stage and the audience today. You took time out of your day to spend with us, and we want to appreciate all of you. So with that said, I'll pass it to Shizzy.
You want to give the Yokai real quick as hand up? You can go real quick, buddy.
Thank you. Actually, I wanted to share some love as well, because there are some of the community members of Yokai here. So I'm a picky person, I totally don't support everyone, but I wanted to share on Moral and Prism. I totally support them, because I don't care what people say. I always say output is what talks. Like many people come here, they say they're good people. Oh, I'm helping people. This is pure bullshit, man. Like no one is here to help people. They're here to do what they feel is their mission in life, to feel alive and get appreciated and make money. So whoever is telling you they're good people, this is a pure bullshit. I'm sorry. But these two guys are super active. Like we are not that friendly or close, but like I know them from spaces. We always listen to them. They're truly trying to build, and I see they're improving. And there is another artist. Again, I'm not in touch with him or her. I don't know what. I think his name is Zila, something like that. I truly love that artist art. I'm just saying the people I see here, because I want my community to support these people. Knox, definitely, he's the OG. Like there is no need to say his name. And Galactic Council, like this guy is a developer and he's a pure builder. He's not on Ordinals. He's on Ethereum. But check this guy like he's a developer, man. Like he's building things that not many people even have courage to build it. So I suggest everyone to check him out. Like these are the guys I truly believe in, and I just wanted to share it with my community. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, same goes your way. I mean, building something unique is very much appreciated in this space right now. Like, I'm pretty sure that all of us agree that we don't want to just continue doing the same thing that we see everywhere else. We have a real opportunity to kind of shift how the ordinals market is shaped, and it's cool to see projects like Yokai Avengers and SkullX sort of, you know, just
I
going
mean,
outside of that
I
narrative.
mean, bro, I'm not bullish on projects. I'm bullish on people. There is nothing as projects. There are people who build in it, and those people who show up every day and they spend their life, because this is the only cost we are giving. You know, this is the time, and money is what we. It's the abstract way to show time. Those people who really spend their time, it means they're spending their money. So you guys are the ones that I see, and I'm bullish on you because not many people have the courage to risk their life and time, especially in bear market, to do something actually, you know. So yeah, I'm not saying it for you to support me or telling me the same. I'm truly bullish on you guys.
Yeah,
No, and I'm saying the same thing. No, I mean, let's like go back to why we even started this. I mean, we jumped into ordinals and you know, it was the first week of February. And if you go back to these early inscriptions, there was just, I mean, there's not many that are really that great. And you know, Boozy and I were kind of looking at these early, like maybe the first like 20,000 inscriptions, and you saw just people inscribing anything and everything, taking NFTs, compressing them down so they look terrible, and then, you know, inscribing them on chain, or just really lazy projects. And so like we just thought, you know, there needs to be someone who pushes quality. There needs to be someone who's focusing on the art and maximizing the art that can be on ordinals. And just being a collector for the past few years, and, you know, knowing a lot of artists across different ecosystems, I wanted to be the one to bring them to ordinals. And so like if we're able to, if we look at like the way that what artists are expected to do to get their work out, you know, generally they're expected to do the art, to do the marketing, to manage their community, to make sure everyone's happy, continue to kind of push forward and create new things to get people excited and bring new people in. I mean, that's a lot to put on one person. And like, you know, this project, like I can't do everything myself. You know, I have Boozy, I have EOM, I have Moral. You know, it's time that people kind of step back a little bit and realize why this, you know, the one man show rarely works. And you, so you work with others who complement what you're doing, and you know, you just kind of, you know, pass some things off where others are experts and you're not. And so the way that we're sort of building this, and what I envision for the future is, you know, we have a brand that we're actively building. We're working very hard to build not just a project but a brand. And just like Yasaki said, like this is a company. This is not just an ordinals project. And so as we continue to build that brand through not just us involved, but also the artists, the work that we're putting out, the results, then all of these artists that we're working with should be able to reap those benefits, and they should be able to take on less just to be an artist. And so that's the goal. You know, these artists that we're working with, including Zilla, like who we just released that piece with yesterday, I would love the opportunity to build something for him where he can step in and has all the tools that he needs, and he has the community that we've built behind him, and he's got this brand behind him that we've built. Like that's ultimately, yeah, we are looking to build a business bigger than it is today, and we're in the very early stages and of this market, and things are going well so far, but the opportunity is enormous. And so, you know, if you look at similar businesses on other chains, you can see kind of where I believe counterfeit is going. And to be able to onboard these artists and give them all the tools that they need to for success, and then decrease their workload by offering a community and and the tools, and there's just the backing of everything else that we're doing. This is incredibly beneficial to artists, and what happens is you get better art, and you get more engagement from artists with the community itself, and you get all these positives. And so I think it works out for everyone. But again, we're early stages here. I think this next move that we make will sort of solidify where we're going, and I think but as I said on the podcast, we can definitely have a longer chat when those things happen.
Yeah, awesome. And kind of back to what Yokai said, with the Ordinal Revolution podcast, we start each, founder discussion with we're not bullish on projects, we're bullish on people. And I think he made a great point with that. Go ahead, Moral.
Yeah. So Prism pretty much hit it right on the head, right? Like when I looked at counterfeit coming in the beginning, it was not so much, hey, let's quick flip or let's do this. I saw the people in the community, and I was like, if I'm supporting counterfeit, I'm supporting all those people, everyone, the artists, the collectors. It really is all about them and the people that helped kind of structure what counterfeit is today. And that's what made it really special for me to come in and be like, hey, maybe I can help Prism, this team, this community to propel themselves even further. And I haven't had that type of feeling in a long time, so to me it's like very special, I think. And like, if you're thinking about like getting into counterfeit, don't think about it as I'm just collecting to collect. You really are supporting the creators and the community, and that's something special.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to talk about the community too, because our community has been just amazing, super supportive. It's really a testament to building slowly and bringing the right people into your project. And as long as we're able to continue to put artwork out in a way where it not just benefits artists and helps us grow, but also benefits collectors over the long term, then I think we have a really, really good combination.
Yeah. Guys, you guys are doing amazing stuff. Really appreciate everyone who talked today, who spoke today. I want to mention everyone, but it would just be a lot, and we're all probably just getting out of here. So we just appreciate everyone. Just look to the left, look to the right. I always want to say this. Like, just remember who's here right now. We're in the depths of a bear market. It doesn't feel that way, but we're in the depths of a bear market, and the Ordinals community is freaking lit, man. We are really kicking ass and building and just making noise, and we're making noise all over the place. And let's continue to make noise. Let's continue to tell people, yeah, we're here and we don't feel like it's a bear market. And like I said, I really appreciate everyone. Everyone's here today. And remember, we're Ordinal Revolution podcast. We do podcasts every single day. We put them out. We do spaces every single Saturday at 8 a.m. Please continuously to come. We're growing every single week. We just appreciate you guys, and let's just keep building, guys. Keep head down, and like, let's support our builders. There was no builder bashing here today, and I really appreciate that. But let's continue to fight against builder bashing and protect our builders at all costs. I mean, all costs, because these are the people that are really, really most important part right now. We got to build this up before we can scale it. So, like I said, appreciate it. And we'll be here again next Saturday, 8 a.m. As always, just want to thank Kimi for putting this together for us. He's the guy behind the scenes, making it all happen for us. Me and Yago, we are really busy with the podcast. We appreciate him every single week, putting in the work. Thank Yago B for really leading the way on this one. Knox, Prism, OPP, Based, Eric, as always. The Based Artist Community, Block, J25, Bear Bigs. Bear Bigs put out some artwork this week, man. I bought some fire. Absolutely love that. Check that out. We got everyone down here. Appreciate you guys as always. It's Donnie. It's always in here. So appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I want to end it in that note. Peace.
Honk.
Honk.